Capricorn. All right, I'm going to do a general love reading for Capricorn right now. And it is a general reading and it may not resonate for everyone. However, if it does resonate for you, then I will be doing an extended, and the information for that is in the box below. And I highly recommend the extended because they are equally as long as the original reading, because I tend to go way more into depth in, usually the outcome and where that's going. All right, yeah, so let's get started here. I'm using the Llewellyn deck, and I will be doing a Celtic cross layout. Just to mention, I'm also open for personal readings at this point, and the information for that is also in the box below. Okie doke. Here we go, Capricorn. Now, a general love reading isn't, doesn't necessarily mean romantic love, and quite often it doesn't, but it is definitely about passion and love, and quite often it is about romantic as well. Also, the kings and queens do not refer, to a male or female gender, but more to the masculine divine energies and the feminine energies in all of us, okay? So that makes them interchangeable gender-wise. Okay, and I'll point that out in the readings too. Okay, so let's take a look here. I'm just straightening them a bit. So the guidepost is the Justice card. So the Justice card is coming from the universe to let you know that the universe is in a position right now, and I can kind of see that astrologically because the planets are lined up in such a way right now that it's a really good time to manifest, because the universe, the way it's lined up, is in connection with what people are desiring and asking for and what they're putting out. So kind of that laws of attraction. And that's what I see at play here for you with the Justice card is the rewarding you with all the work that you have put out clearly into the universe. So let's see how that plays out in the reading. What I see above you now is a decision time where there are two different courses of thought that you could choose to go into, right? Because this is all about thought and direction and perception. And so what I see on you now is kind of contemplating which way to go, because you've got the Queen of Wands, which once again isn't a female card but more a feminine energy at the base, which is kind of deciding which way to go as to where your next path will be and what your next path will look like here. Okay, and I'm just going to draw a clarifier on that, and we've got the universe showing up. So for sure this is the end of a cycle, which starts a new cycle coming. So I can see why you're kind of looking at two possibilities here, and maybe more than two, but definitely two. So it's kind of like making some choices. With the Three of Wands in your immediate past, I feel like you're looking at a much bigger possibility for yourself in terms of where to go in the world. So that may have something to do with your two choices that you're faced with making, because you've got the Magician on you now and the Knight of Swords. So I kind of feel like action is already being felt by you, and so I just need to make a decision, kind of get clear, and then I can move on it. And you've got the Magician below, the Knight of Swords, which is the action sword. But then with the Magician, you've got kind of a sense of either one of these decisions is going to have a profound effect on me as I move into the next cycle here, because it's definitely in the ending of a previous cycle. So the Magician is something is going to transform in your life. So you're looking at, is it going to, if I go that way with it, then it'll change that, but then what about this? But if I go this way with it, it'll change that, but what about this? So feeling like maybe something will be left behind if I make either choice. Therefore putting you in a place of having a difficult time deciding. And maybe this isn't exactly what you think. Maybe it's not just about a decision, but we'll see where the cards go. And I think that's what the Justice card is also doing, is saying, okay, get clear, put it out, and then, we can work together on this. In a position of your near future, you've got the Judgment card and the King of Pentacles. So kind of like a rebirth at the end of the old cycle. At the end of the old cycle, it's time for a break, as you can see, and being able to take that time, which the world is kind of going through that shift right now too, if you think about it, because we've definitely had a year of recovery from the past cycle. So this year that's been in lockdown or slow down or whatever has given us the opportunity to begin to contemplate and begin to think as the new cycle is now going to be starting and heading more back into action. So I can kind of see this paralleling what is happening in the external world as to what's happening to you personally. So you've got the judgment on, and there's new possibilities opening up for you, like almost like there's a light, that's coming through. It could come through dreams, which is where the magician would be at work here. So it could come through meditation. It could just come through ideas that come to you, as you're going through your everyday. And it's more about taking a look at, for you, creating, because this is your near future too, kind of creating a more grounded, successful, abundant, material kind of even life for you. So kind of looking at increasing your income, increasing your sense of possessions, your sense of the material security that you're building, where you feel like kind of more guided. No, guided's not the right word, but more like you. Okay, so it's kind of like a goal. That's what I'm thinking of. It's like this is your in the near future, clarifying a goal for yourself in terms of being able to build that for you and for the people around you. Okay, so I see that, and I see you with the Knight of Wands being gradually moving towards that. So I think that the clarity is coming here for you in terms of the decision, and just kind of eliminating any kind of external conflict or internal conflict, because now you kind of feel like you're on a mission and you're clear where you're going, because there's been a definite break with the old cycle, the new cycle. And as I say, in your subconscious, that even shows here, because you've got the Death card showing up and the Ace of Cups. So the ending is definitely on you. And I think in your subconscious, you can really feel that something has ended, and now I'm going to choose how I'm going to build the next part of my life. And it looks to me, as I said, it's going to be very grounded and very based on creating a sense of security. You've got the Ace of Cups showing up in the Death card and the Sun. So the illumination and the clarity that's coming through to you, now this is still on a subconscious level, is around, infusing a sense of creativity, spirituality, and heart-centeredness into this next part of your life too, to help create that sense of security. So that's just kind of in there, but I don't see it being overly prominent yet. The Hermit, I think it over this time when you have been alone, kind of in lockdown, or certainly slow down mode, it's giving you an opportunity to do some self-reflection and some soul searching, and be able to use that in terms of helping light up the way to where you're going when this new cycle or this old cycle ends and the new beginning starts. So getting already some ideas, some information, getting some guidance from intuitive connection with, as I say, the stars is here. So as well as getting information, I kind of feel like there's been because you've got the Justice card here, so I feel like the universe is also coming down and providing healing for you, clarity for you. And so maybe following your astrological chart would help even at this point, because I kind of feel like the stars are playing a major role in helping you in terms of, as I say, doing that inner work, lighting up the path with the Hermit card here. The Ace of Pentacles, there's a lot of knowledge and stuff that's also around you now. So it's an opportunity for you as you're with the Knight of Wands moving towards this new kind of recognition of building that more kind of stable environment for yourself. The position of what you want is the Moon and the Eight of Swords, as I clarify, and the Nine of Cups. So in a position of your hopes is that some of these things will become clear for you because you feel like there's been a lot of unknown factors going on here. And not just unknown maybe in the world, but even as you've spent this time alone and kind of going, in an inner more than outer, starting to feel like there's things in you that you want to explore further as well. And therefore developing your intuition so that you can kind of move back out into the world as a, you've got the Magician on you, but in a transformative way. So kind of marrying those two things with your, your mind and your desire to build something materially solid, and marrying that to building something that's based more on who you are and your inner self, okay? So that you can achieve in a position of what you want is your heart's desire. And as I say, with your heart's desire, I can kind of see it here with the Ten of Pentacles. So really building a kind of long-term, stable, secure lifestyle for yourself. Now we've got the Seven of Wands in a position of the Outcome card. And so feeling much more flexible than before. Maybe you went coming out of this old cycle feeling more flexible than you did in the previous cycle. So beginning to look at other, and as I say with the Judgment card, new knowledge was sort of being shown to you while you were recovering kind of from the past cycle. And so new opportunities, and that's what this is about with the Seven of Wands, having all of this new energy coming at you and these new ideas as the world begins to open up again. And not just for you, but as I say, it looks like it's opening up, period. But being in charge of it and not having to just choose like you did with the Two of Swords, I have to do this or this, but being able to be more flexible and be able to embrace and encompass other possibilities that are coming your way. Okay, and I think that's what the Justice card is doing. It's kind of bringing you those opportunities to do that because, you did do the inner work here with the Hermit. All right, I'm just going to draw an oracle now from the Wisdom of Avalon, and we've got the Goblin showing up here. Cute little face there. All right. And it's about the wounded human ego. Okay, and as I said, I can kind of see that happening here with the Judgment card. And I don't know about wounded, but I can kind of see where it is at the end of this last cycle left you, kind of worn out and a bit tired. And the recovery now allowed the possibility of new things to be shown to you. So yes, the wounded thing did happen because I think it took a lot out of you. But on the other side of things, I think, the recovery period is really being helpful in terms of showing you what is possible in the next cycle. Because you actually had the Death card here too. So it's definitely a finality here from where you were to where you're going. Transformation, you got the Magician on you. All right, we'll just leave it at that, Capricorn. If this did resonate for you, I will be doing an extended reading, and as I say, the information is in the box below. And we'll be taking a look at what this new future then is going to look like for you, and who's going to be there with you as we have the death of the old and you riding into a whole new beginning. Okay, so have a good week.